Here we are today, arriving at Sefton. In this suburban street, we're all putting our boots on, hoping that none of the locals jump out and castigate us for parking near their wonderful retirement home. Good morning, Bernard.
Morning.
Lovely day today.
It is lovely.
Would you like to explain today's walk to us?
Yes, well, we should have been at Dent, but the forecast for Dent was missed.
Yes.
And having been at Rivington recently, when we walked in mist and couldn't see more than 50 yards, I decided not to chance it.
No.
Instead, come on this new walk here.
Yes.
Beautiful area.
Yes.
And we're parking here in Sefton.
Yes.
And we're going to walk then anti-clockwise.
Yes.
So we've got to walk up the road a little bit and pick up the actual track.
Yes.
Our red line. And over this way, Pennine Bridle Way. And then eventually, having walked south through this area here.
Yes.
And back then to the car. And it's just over 5 miles, but 850 feet of climbing. Should be a lovely day.
Yes, we seem to have got a good day for it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Right, we'll look forward to that. And we're just assembling now before we commence our walk. As Bernard said, we're at Sefton in North Yorkshire. Again, he reflected on the fact that we were going to go to Dent and the weather forecast was saying that it might be misty. At the moment it just looked quite clear here, so hopefully we'll be okay, but once you get on the fells, it's amazing how the difference is seen when you do get some mist. Right, so loins thoroughly girded, we're commencing the walk. Contrary to popular belief, we didn't climb aboard this van instead of going for a walk. Now, Bernard's having a think.
If we stayed on the
He's
road,
consulted the map. I think there's sort of a decision to be made.
Is this where we are? Yeah.
Council of War, very akin to what Edmund Hillary and Sherpa Tenzing were doing when they climbed Everest. No doubt they had several of these decisions to make. Anyway, we're starting to walk along the lane after making that momentous decision as to which way we should go.
From the power station.
I'm starting ascending through this small area of Sefton.
Yeah.
Past that most wonderful thing,
So complicated, they can't do it.
a red telephone box.
Yeah.
I'm starting to walk uphill a bit now, and in fact it's getting quite steep already. Just pause here. I think we may have remarked upon this before, the absolute forest of signs and this interesting building at the back. Just pause to show you a view down towards Sefton and the various fields, dry stone walls coming up to the wooded area there. Now, starting a climb. You can probably see the road going away there. I'm shooting this deliberately. I know that we're filming into the sun, but I just took the picture just to show you that we're walking into the sun and what we're actually seeing up the hill here. We're being blinded by the sun as we walk. Just pausing again here, just to show you the time of year. There's frost on these leaves. Once more on the theme of the uphill walk. Climbing further up, again the sun's into the lens, so I'll stop the filming. I'm near the top of the hill now. We're all strung out a bit coming up the hill. I'm not quite sure how many feet. It must be at least 750 feet from Settle down there. So it's quite a hill, but good idea to start the hill at the beginning of the walk. This is just a view of the area, shall we say, at the top of the hill. The fell's just above Settle. I'm just being corrected by one of our walkers with his GPS device. Apparently it's about, that walk from Settle to here is about 480 to 500 feet. But of course what we tend to do is to record before the end of the walk the rise and fall, i.e. how much uphill and how much downhill we do. And that tends to give you a better idea of the grade of walk that we're doing. Having just negotiated another quite challenging style, more challenging than we thought that they were going to be, loose stones and things, quite big loose stones, contract your fingers, things like that. We'll continue the side of this wall, descending towards Settle. So we continue walking down. I'm just going to zoom a bit towards Settle. On the skyline there, the quarry of the limestone company, the Craven Limestone Company I think they were called. But the familiar outline of Ingleborough. Zooming down and round. There we are, picking up the group as they go down. I am wobbling a bit, I'm afraid, because it's on zoom. For the point of correction, that is not Ingleton. That is Ingleton. Error corrected. Now it's sort of coming to walk's end. I'm walking very carefully now. I'm walking very carefully. I do not want to hobble the camera. I do not want to wobble. So here we are, back at civilization, traversing what is probably going to be the last style. Yes indeed, suddenly back to civilization and a street. Stamping of boots. The twitter of the birds in a domestic hedge. And this is probably journey's end round the corner back to the cars.